imagine predicting the comeback of an empire after its defeat. This is exactly what the Qur'an did. A linguistic miracle that happened over 1,400 years ago. Keep watching and welcome to Miftahul Ilm. When the Prophet started inviting people to Islam, in the initial phase, what he did was that he invited those who were close to him to Islam. And those who accepted Islam invited those who were close to them. So that was what happened in the initial phase of the invitation to Islam. And in time, the da'wah to Islam, so the invitation to Islam, was made public to the entire society of Mecca. And well, the Meccans in the beginning were quite hostile towards the invitation to Islam and hostile towards those who had accepted Islam. So what happened was that after making the invitation to Islam public to the entire society, problems occurred between the Muslims and between the Meccans. And also back in time, there were two big empires. You had the Romans, who belonged to Christianity, so they were Christians. And you had the Persians, who belonged to a religion that is called Zoroastrianism. So they were members of a religion that from an Islamic point of view was not from the Ahlul Kitab. Ahlul Kitab from the Islamic point of view are those people from the book. So Christians and Jews are from Ahlul Kitab from an Islamic point of view. And the Romans, they were Christians. So these two big empires that existed back in time, they had issues with one another, and and those issues led to a battle between them. And the Muslims were in favor of the Romans being victorious in that battle, because the Romans belonged to Christianity and they were from the people of the book. Whereas the Meccans, the people of Mecca, they wanted the Persians to win because they were against the people of the book and they were from those who were not from the people of the book. So the first battle between these two empires led to the Persians being victorious over the Romans. So the Persians had won and the Romans, obviously, as a result, were the losers. And the Muslims were quite saddened by the fact that the Romans had lost, because they were for the Romans winning that battle. And the Meccans, they were satisfied and very happy by the fact that the Persians had won over the Romans. And this is when Allah revealed in chapter 30 the verses غُلِبَتْ الرُّومُ فِي أَدْنَى الْأَرْضِ وَهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ غَلَبِهِمْ سَيَغْلِبُونَ فِي بِضْعِ السِّنِينَ. So this verse, or the verses, basically mean that the Romans were defeated. The Romans were defeated, and what this implies to is the battle that took place between the Romans and the Persians. And as I just mentioned, the Romans were defeated by the Persians. So Allah is saying the Romans were defeated in the nearest land. But after their defeat, they will overcome. So after their defeat, they will overcome. What does that mean? It basically means that after their defeat, in the future, there will be a second battle between the Romans and the Persians. And in that battle, the Romans will overcome. The Romans will be the winners, will be victorious. في بضع سنين. When will that occur? في بضع سنين. In a few years. And this is where it gets very interesting. Because Allah is saying, or Allah says, that there will come a time in the future where a second battle will take place, and the Romans in that battle will be victorious, will be the winners, and the Persians will be the losers. So obviously this is a prediction that happened, or these verses were revealed right after the first battle took place. So this is something that will happen, that will occur in the future. Now what happened, and this is, well, this is a miracle, or what happened was a miracle, because what Allah said became true, it became reality. في بضع سنين, the expression في بضع سنين, and to be exact, the word بضع, which contains of 3 letters, بضع, it refers to any number from 3 to 9. So any number could be meant from 3 to 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. Could be any number when you use the word bid'ah. And what happened is that the first battle that took place, the Persians were victorious, were victorious, as I just mentioned. And 7 years after the first battle took place, a second battle took place between the Persians and between the Romans. And what happened? In that battle, the Romans were victorious. So the Romans had won the second battle against the Persians, just like Allah predicted it. And it happened after 7 years of the occurrence of the first battle. And that is also something that Allah had predicted, because Allah said, "Fi bid'i sinin," in a few years. And what was meant is any number from 3 to 9. And how many years did it take for the second battle to occur? 7 years. So a number that is obviously from the numbers between 3 and 9. So obviously this was a miracle, and from a linguistic point of view, a linguistic miracle that happened back in time. If you want to learn Arabic, all you have to do is to scroll down, and with a few clicks, inshallah, you can start learning this beautiful language with Miftahul Ilm. We have many years of teaching, of successfully teaching this beautiful language. And if you want to understand the linguistic miracles, just like the one I explained in the Qur'an, all you have to do is to learn Arabic with Miftahul Ilm. We will continue making such videos, inshallah, for you to get inspired to start your journey with the Arabic language. So don't wait and start right now.